Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with an idea that may be hard to grasp at first, but once you understand it, it can radically transform your life. Your thoughts define you. The way you think, the stories you tell yourself, and the patterns that run in the background of your mind shape not just your day, but your destiny. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. They are not just fleeting, inconsequential ideas, they are the building blocks of our entire reality. Everything that we experience, from our emotions to our physical health, and even the opportunities that show up in our lives, begins with a thought. You may think that your thoughts are simply random mental occurrences, but in truth, they are the foundation of everything you see, feel, and experience in the world around you. What you think about consistently is what you create in your life. Think about the last time you felt anxious or fearful. Those feelings didn't just appear out of nowhere. They were the result of a thought or a series of thoughts that triggered that emotional response. Similarly, when you feel excited, motivated, or peaceful, those emotions are also the result of particular thoughts you are holding in your mind. Our thoughts are so deeply connected to our emotions that they almost act as a cause and effect cycle. A thought triggers an emotional response, and that emotion then influences how we act and react to the world. If you constantly think about the challenges or the struggles in your life, your mind begins to focus more on those problems, amplifying feelings of helplessness or frustration. This mindset can lead to behaviors that perpetuate these feelings, such as withdrawing from opportunities, avoiding change, or becoming passive in the face of adversity. Over time, these patterns can solidify into habits, and you might begin to see yourself as someone who is unable to overcome obstacles. This is because your thoughts have formed the lens through which you perceive the world, shaping how you respond to every situation. On the other hand, when you choose to think more positively or constructively, your emotions follow suit. When you focus on possibilities, growth, and the potential for success, your emotions shift and you begin to feel more empowered and hopeful. This change in emotional state can lead you to take different actions. Perhaps you step out of your comfort zone, take a risk, or pursue a new opportunity. The cycle then continues, reinforcing a more positive and proactive mindset, which in turn continues to bring more opportunities, growth, and satisfaction into your life. What we fail to recognize, however, is how much of this is happening beneath our conscious awareness. We are often not fully aware of the thoughts that run through our minds on a daily basis, especially the ones that are repetitive and automatic. These habitual thoughts, particularly those influenced by past experiences, culture, and conditioning, can often be limiting. They create a framework of beliefs that define who we think we are and what we think we are capable of. If you have been conditioned to believe that you are not good enough or that you don't deserve success, then your thoughts will reinforce these beliefs, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and missed opportunities. But here's where the real power lies. You are not your thoughts. You have the ability to observe your thoughts, to choose them, and ultimately to change them. This is the key to transforming your life. By becoming more conscious of your thoughts, you begin to realize that they are not fixed or permanent. You can choose to replace limiting, negative thoughts with empowering, positive ones. This is not about suppressing negative emotions or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about making a conscious choice to shift your focus toward thoughts that serve you and align with the life you want to create. Consider how powerful the mind is when it is directed with intention. If you start to envision your goals, your desires, and the person you want to become, your mind begins to work in ways that help you manifest these desires into reality. When you consciously focus on success, abundance, love, or joy, you send out new signals to your subconscious mind, wiring your brain to support those beliefs. This is where the real magic happens. Thoughts are not just reflections of your current state. They are the tools that create your future. One of the most profound realizations in understanding the power of thoughts is that they also affect our physical body. Thoughts are not confined to the mind, they have a direct impact on the body. If you are constantly thinking stressful or negative thoughts, your body responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol, which can have detrimental effects on your health over time. On the flip side, positive thoughts and emotions trigger the release of feel-good chemicals like endorphins, which improve your mood and even boost your immune system. In essence, the way you think shapes not only your emotional state, but also your physical well-being. In recognizing the profound effect that thoughts have on our lives, it becomes clear that we are not powerless in our own stories. We can take control of our thoughts, and in doing so, take control of the reality we create. When you realize that your thoughts are the source of your experiences, it becomes empowering to know that you have the ability to change your thought patterns, and in turn, change your life. This is the gift that each of us has at our disposal, the ability to create our own reality, one thought at a time. Neuroplasticity is one of the most exciting and transformative discoveries in modern neuroscience. It refers to the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself, form new neural connections, and adapt based on the experiences we have and the thoughts we consistently think. The brain is not a rigid, unchanging organ, rather it is dynamic and flexible. This means that our brain is constantly reshaping itself in response to our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and even the environment around us. The most empowering aspect of neuroplasticity is that it shows us that we are not stuck with the brain we were born with or the mental habits we've accumulated over time. We have the ability to rewire our brain by changing the way we think. Imagine your brain as a network of roads. Every time you think a thought or experience an event, a new neural connection forms, creating a pathway in the brain. The more frequently you think or experience something, the stronger these neural pathways become, almost like well-worn roads. Over time, these pathways become the default patterns through which the brain operates. If you consistently think negative thoughts, thoughts of doubt, fear, or worry, your brain strengthens these pathways, and it becomes easier to fall into these mental states. The brain, by nature, becomes efficient and automatic, favoring those established patterns even if they are unproductive or unhealthy. The beauty of neuroplasticity, however, lies in the fact that you can choose to create new pathways. The brain is malleable, meaning it can be retrained and reshaped by intentionally focusing on different thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses. When you change your thinking patterns, when you begin to focus on positive thoughts, optimism, and possibilities, you begin to create new neural pathways that support these mental states. It's like taking a new route that bypasses the old, well-worn roads of negativity, and instead you create fresh pathways that lead to a more empowered, fulfilling life. This process of rewiring the brain isn't something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort, focus, and intention. But just like with any new skill or habit, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Over time, as you consciously choose to direct your thoughts in a more positive and productive direction, the brain will begin to reinforce these new pathways. This shift leads to a change in perception, behavior, and ultimately your reality. The thoughts that once felt foreign or difficult to hold will become more natural and automatic as the brain creates stronger connections to these new ways of thinking. Think of it this way: if you've spent years believing that you're not good enough or that success is out of your reach, these thoughts have been ingrained into your brain. The neural pathways connected to feelings of inadequacy or fear of failure are strong and deep. But the exciting news is that these neural pathways are not fixed. You have the power to create new pathways by consciously choosing different thoughts. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively and redirect your focus toward a more empowering thought, whether it's about your potential, your ability to succeed, or the possibilities in your life, you are actively rewiring your brain. These new thoughts don't just stay in the realm of consciousness. They begin to shape your subconscious mind, which ultimately influences your beliefs, behaviors, and actions. Neuroplasticity also offers insight into how habits are formed and broken. Habits, like thoughts, are essentially repeated behaviors that the brain has become conditioned to perform automatically. Whether it's a habit of procrastination, anxiety, or overeating, the brain builds neural connections that make these behaviors easier to execute. But just like with thoughts, these habits can be rewired. By replacing old, unproductive habits with new, healthier ones, you can change the brain's patterns of behavior. For example, if you want to stop the habit of negative self-talk, you can begin by interrupting these thoughts with positive affirmations, focusing on your strengths and accomplishments. Over time, your brain will begin to associate those positive affirmations with self-worth, making it easier for you to shift into a mindset of confidence and possibility. The concept of neuroplasticity is also crucial when it comes to healing from past trauma or negative experiences. Our brains are capable of creating new connections even after years of ingrained patterns. Trauma or negative experiences can leave lasting impressions on the brain, but it's important to remember that these neural pathways can be reformed. With focused effort, positive thinking, and the right support, individuals can heal from emotional wounds by rewiring the brain to let go of old, harmful patterns and replace them with healthier, more resilient ways of thinking and responding to challenges. One of the most empowering aspects of neuroplasticity is that it gives us agency over our lives. We are not victims of our brains or our past. We can become the architects of our own mental and emotional well-being. The brain is not a fixed structure that defines us, but a living, evolving entity that can be molded by the thoughts we think, the habits we cultivate, and the actions we take. Understanding neuroplasticity allows us to recognize that our current situation, whether it's in our personal lives, our careers, or our health, is not permanent. We have the power to create lasting change by simply changing the way we think. Every moment offers the opportunity to form new neural connections, creating a new reality, and ultimately, a new version of ourselves. The connection between the mind and the body is one of the most profound and exciting discoveries in the realm of personal development and health. What we think, feel, and believe has a direct impact on our physical health, and in turn, our physical state can influence how we think and feel. The mind and body are not separate entities, they are intricately linked, constantly communicating with each other. This relationship means that our mental and emotional states can shape our physical reality, and our physical experiences can, in turn, influence our mental and emotional well-being. At a fundamental level, our thoughts and emotions generate a series of chemical responses in the body. For example, when we experience stress, fear, or anxiety, our brain signals the body to release hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which prepare the body for fight or flight. These chemicals trigger physical responses such as increased heart rate, shallow breathing, and muscle tension. This physiological state is designed to help us deal with immediate threats, but when we live in a constant state of stress, when our thoughts and emotions are dominated by fear, worry, or anxiety, the body is regularly flooded with these stress hormones. Over time, this chronic state of stress can have detrimental effects on our health, contributing to conditions such as high blood pressure, digestive issues, chronic pain, and even autoimmune diseases. The body essentially wears out from being in a constant state of emergency, and this results in physical symptoms of illness. On the flip side, when we focus on positive, relaxing thoughts of joy, love, gratitude, or peace, the body reacts in a vastly different way. The brain releases feel-good chemicals such as dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, which promote relaxation, happiness, and well-being. This physiological response can lower heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and improve immune function. In fact, positive emotions have been linked to better overall health, faster recovery from illness, and increased longevity. The mind and body are in a constant dialogue, and what we think and feel directly influences the state of our health. In this way, our mental and emotional well-being can serve as a powerful tool for improving our physical health. It's also important to recognize how deeply our beliefs impact our physical experiences. Our beliefs are shaped by the thoughts we consistently think, and these beliefs can either limit or empower us. For example, if we hold a belief that we are weak or fragile, we may be more likely to experience physical ailments or have a slower recovery from illness. This belief could manifest as chronic pain, fatigue, or susceptibility to sickness. Conversely, if we believe in our strength and resilience, we are more likely to experience vitality and health. Our beliefs about our bodies, whether we think we are healthy, strong, and capable, or whether we view our bodies as fragile or weak, can influence the way we treat our bodies. The choices we make about nutrition and exercise, and even how our bodies respond to illness or injury. One of the most striking examples of the mind-body connection is the placebo effect. When a person believes they are receiving treatment, even if it is just a sugar pill, simply having the belief that the treatment will work can lead to real, measurable improvements in their health. This effect has been demonstrated in countless studies and shows just how powerful the mind is in influencing the body's physical state. The placebo effect proves that belief alone can alter physiological processes in the body, reinforcing the idea that our thoughts and perceptions have a direct influence on our physical reality. Beyond individual health, the mind-body connection plays a role in our physical performance as well. Athletes, for example, often use mental techniques like visualization, positive self-talk, and mindfulness to enhance their physical performance. Studies have shown that when athletes visualize themselves performing a task successfully, their brain activates the same regions it would if they were physically performing the task. This mental rehearsal can improve performance, increase strength, and reduce the risk of injury. It is further proof that the mind has a profound impact on the body, and that by controlling our mental state, we can improve our physical capabilities. The mind-body connection also extends to the realm of healing. Our thoughts and emotions have been shown to influence the healing process after injury or surgery. People who maintain a positive outlook and a sense of hope during recovery tend to heal more quickly and experience fewer complications than those who are negative or pessimistic. The power of hope, belief, and positive thinking cannot be underestimated when it comes to the body's ability to repair itself. Furthermore, practices like meditation, yoga, and mindfulness, which focus on calming the mind and aligning it with the body, have been proven to reduce stress, improve immune function, and promote faster recovery from illness and injury. The mind-body connection is not just about physical health, it also plays a role in our emotional and mental resilience. Our physical state can influence our mental state, creating a feedback loop that either strengthens or weakens our emotional well-being. When we engage in physical activity, for example, our bodies release endorphins, which help reduce feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. Regular exercise not only improves physical fitness, but also has profound benefits for mental health, boosting mood, increasing energy, and promoting better sleep. Similarly, when we take care of our bodies, whether through nutrition, exercise, or rest, we are also nurturing our minds and emotions. The mind and body are not separate entities, they are interconnected and constantly influencing one another. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions shape our physical health, and our physical state can influence the way we think and feel. Understanding and harnessing the power of the mind-body connection is key to achieving optimal health and well-being. By cultivating a positive mindset, focusing on healing and health, and taking conscious steps to nurture both our mental and physical states, we can create a more balanced, resilient, and empowered life. The power to transform our health and our reality lies in the awareness of how deeply connected the mind and body truly are. Many of us live our lives on autopilot, react to situations based on ingrained mental patterns and emotional responses that we've developed over the years. These patterns, often shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and conditioning, become so automatic that we don't even realize we are operating on them. These habitual thoughts and behaviors are like well-worn paths in the brain, and the more we follow them, the stronger they become. In fact, most of the choices we make, the emotions we feel, and the actions we take are driven by these subconscious patterns. They are the framework for how we interact with the world around us, and yet we often fail to notice how these habits shape our reality. When we step back and take a closer look at our patterns, we may start to see that some of them are no longer serving us. In fact, they may be limiting our growth, preventing us from reaching our full potential, or holding us back from experiencing the life we truly desire. Whether it's the habit of procrastination, fear of failure, self-doubt, or emotional reactions such as anger or sadness, these habitual responses are not fixed traits, they are learned behaviors. And just as we learn them, we have the ability to unlearn them. Breaking free from these habitual thought and emotional patterns is crucial if we want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The first step is becoming aware of these patterns. Without awareness, we are powerless to change. It's important to recognize when we are falling into old habits, whether it's the automatic judgment we make about ourselves or others, the knee-jerk emotional reactions to stress, or the self-sabotaging behaviors that hold us back from success. Awareness gives us the ability to choose how we respond, rather than simply reacting out of habit. Once we become aware of our patterns, the next step is to interrupt them. This requires conscious effort and presence of mind. For example, if you find yourself reacting with anger in a particular situation, take a moment to pause and breathe. Instead of instantly responding from a place of irritation or frustration, take a step back and choose a more measured, thoughtful response. This may feel awkward at first, but with practice it becomes easier. The brain is malleable, and when you consciously choose a different response, you begin to rewire it. Each time you interrupt an old pattern and choose a new, more empowering one, you weaken the old pathway and strengthen the new one. Over time, this new response becomes more automatic, replacing the old one. This process of breaking habitual patterns also involves confronting the underlying beliefs that fuel them. For instance, if you habitually procrastinate, it may be because you have a deep-seated belief that you are not capable of completing tasks successfully, or that you fear failure. If you react with anger in stressful situations, it could stem from a belief that the world is unfair, or that people are always trying to take advantage of you. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or as a result of past experiences, shape the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. In order to break free from these emotional reactions, we need to challenge and shift these underlying beliefs. Challenging limiting beliefs requires a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing the world through a lens of fear, scarcity, or negativity, begin to look at situations with an open mind and a sense of possibility. For example, instead of believing that you will fail or that you are not good enough, try adopting the belief that every experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. Reframing your beliefs in this way helps to create new mental pathways and empowers you to act from a place of confidence and courage rather than fear and hesitation. One of the most powerful tools in breaking old patterns is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thoughts and emotions in real time. This allows us to step outside of our habitual reactions and make conscious choices about how we want to respond to situations. Mindfulness helps us to create a space between stimulus and response, giving us the opportunity to choose a reaction that aligns with our goals, values, and aspirations. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply being more present in our daily activities, mindfulness cultivates awareness and creates the mental space needed to break free from automatic patterns. It's essential to be patient with yourself during this process. Breaking long-standing habits takes time and effort, and there will be moments of frustration or setbacks, but it's important to remember that change is a gradual process. You are not trying to eliminate old habits all at once, but rather to replace them with healthier, more constructive ones. Each time you interrupt a negative thought or emotional pattern and choose a new way of thinking or responding, you are making progress. Celebrate small victories along the way, and recognize that every step forward is a step toward creating a life you desire. This process of breaking habitual patterns also extends to the way we view ourselves. If you have a habit of seeing yourself as incapable, unworthy, or not good enough, you will continue to act in ways that reinforce that belief. You may avoid opportunities, sabotage your own success, or not take risks because you don't believe in your potential. However, when you begin to change these self-limiting beliefs, you start to see yourself in a new light. You become someone who is capable, worthy, and deserving of success and happiness. This shift in self-perception opens up new possibilities for growth, joy, and achievement. The power to break free from old, limiting patterns lies within you. By becoming aware of your habitual thoughts and emotions, interrupting old patterns, and consciously choosing new responses, you can reshape the way you experience the world. It's about taking back control of your mind and your life. The more you practice this process, the more natural it becomes, and soon, the new patterns of thinking and behavior that support your growth and well-being will replace the old ones. The life you desire is waiting for you on the other side of those habitual patterns. It's time to break free and step into the future you've always dreamed of. The present moment is where our true power lies. So often we become consumed by thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future, losing sight of the only time that truly exists, the here and now. We can get caught up in past regrets, mistakes, or unhealed wounds, allowing them to dominate our thoughts and shape our emotional state. Similarly, our minds often wander to an imagined future filled with uncertainties, fears, and expectations. This constant mental distraction can make us feel disconnected from reality and rob us of the joy and fulfillment that are only accessible in the present moment. The key to transforming our lives is not in reliving the past or in trying to control the future, but in fully embracing the present moment. When we are fully present, we step out of the mental clutter that distracts us and begin to engage with life as it unfolds. The present moment is where we have the power to make decisions, take action, and experience true clarity. It is the only time we can truly act. If our minds are filled with worries about the past or future, we are not able to give our full attention to the task at hand, to the relationships we are nurturing, or to the experiences that are unfolding right in front of us. By bringing our focus back to the present moment, we are able to fully engage with life, which enhances our productivity, enriches our relationships, and fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment. In addition to enhancing our ability to take action and be productive, staying present allows us to break free from the habitual patterns of thinking that keep us stuck. When we are constantly replaying past events or projecting into the future, we are often trapped in mental loops that reinforce negative thought patterns such as self-doubt, fear, or regret. These mental loops pull us away from the present and prevent us from seeing the opportunities that are available to us in the here and now. However, when we choose to be present, we disrupt these loops. We can recognize negative thoughts and emotional patterns without becoming attached to them, allowing us to create new ways of thinking and responding. In the present moment, we have the power to interrupt the cycle of negativity and start making choices that align with the life we want to create. Living in the present moment also helps us to cultivate gratitude. When we are truly present, we become more aware of the small blessings in our lives, the beauty of nature, the people we love, the simple moments that bring us joy. It's easy to overlook these things when we are constantly preoccupied with the past or future, but when we ground ourselves in the present, we begin to see the abundance that is already around us. Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting our mindset, as it helps us to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. By practicing gratitude in the present moment, we shift our focus away from scarcity and move toward a mindset of abundance, which attracts more positive experiences into our lives. The practice of mindfulness is one of the most effective ways to cultivate presence. Mindfulness involves intentionally bringing your attention to the current moment, observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It is the act of being fully aware of what is happening right now without allowing your mind to drift into the past or future. When we practice mindfulness, we develop a greater awareness of our internal world, the thoughts and emotions that arise, and we can learn to respond to them with compassion and acceptance rather than reacting impulsively. So, this practice not only helps us stay grounded in the present, but it also cultivates a sense of inner peace and emotional regulation. One of the most profound benefits of living in the present moment is that it allows us to experience life more fully. When we are present, we are no longer merely going through the motions or waiting for something to happen in the future. We begin to savor the experiences we have, whether it's enjoying a conversation with a loved one, appreciating the taste of a meal, or simply enjoying a quiet moment alone. These moments, though small, are the building blocks of a fulfilling life. When we are constantly distracted by thoughts of the past or future, we miss out on these simple yet profound experiences. By being present, we are able to immerse ourselves in the richness of life and deepen our connection to ourselves and others. The present moment is where transformation occurs. We may spend a lot of time thinking about how we want to change our lives, imagining a future version of ourselves who is healthier, more successful, or more fulfilled. However, it's important to realize that this transformation doesn't happen in the future, it happens now. The actions we take today, the thoughts we think in the present, and the choices we make right now are what shape our future. By staying present, we can begin to make intentional decisions that align with our goals and desires, knowing that each choice we make is a step toward the life we want to create. It's also important to recognize that the present moment is where we can find peace. Often the anxiety we feel comes from worrying about things that may never happen or dwelling on things that are beyond our control. The present moment, however, is all we have, and within it we have the ability to find stillness. When we stop running from the past or trying to predict the future, we can allow ourselves to experience the peace that exists within us. Even in the midst of challenges, staying present allows us to respond calmly and thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively or with stress. The present moment is the doorway to our true power. It is the place where we have the ability to make choices, break old patterns, and create the life we desire. When we focus our attention on the present, we are able to experience life more fully, cultivate gratitude, and respond to challenges with greater clarity and composure. The key to living a fulfilling, empowered life is not in the past or the future, but in embracing the richness of the present moment. By grounding ourselves in the now, we can step into our fullest potential and begin to live the life we are meant to live. The power of choice is one of the most transformative forces in our lives, yet many people are unaware of how much control they truly have over their experiences. We often feel as though life happens to us, that external circumstances, other people, or even our past dictate the course of our days. While external events and circumstances are certainly part of our experience, they are not the sole determinants of our reality. The most empowering truth we can embrace is that we have the power to choose how we respond to everything that happens in our lives. Every moment presents us with a choice. We can choose how to perceive a situation, how to respond to stress, and how to engage with the people around us. In fact, the way we interpret the events of our lives has a significant impact on how we experience them. For example, two people can face the same challenging situation, but one may see it as an opportunity for growth, while the other may view it as a setback. This difference in perception comes from the choices each person makes about how to think and feel about the situation. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful because they shape how we experience the world and ultimately how we show up in it. The key to understanding the power of choice lies in recognizing that we always have the ability to choose our response. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that external factors determine how we feel. We might think, if only I had a better job, a healthier body, or more supportive friends, then I would be happy. While external circumstances certainly have an impact on our lives, our emotional and mental state does not have to be dictated by them. We can choose to find peace, joy, and gratitude no matter what is happening around us. This mindset shift is incredibly liberating. It allows us to take full responsibility for our emotional state and empowers us to create the life we desire, regardless of the challenges we face. A powerful way to begin exercising our ability to choose is through mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, observing our thoughts, feelings, and reactions without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we develop the awareness needed to pause before we react. This pause is a critical moment where we can choose a response that aligns with our highest intentions and values. Rather than being driven by habitual reactions or emotional impulses, we can consciously decide how we want to show up in each situation. This practice helps us reclaim our power and recognize that we are not at the mercy of our emotions, our circumstances, or our past. The process of making conscious choices extends beyond our reactions to external events. It also influences the decisions we make in our everyday lives. Whether it's the food we eat, the way we spend our time, or the relationships we engage in, we are constantly making choices that shape our experiences. Often we go through life making decisions based on old habits, conditioning, or unconscious beliefs. These choices may not always align with our true desires or long-term goals. But when we bring conscious awareness to our choices, we can begin to align them with our values and aspirations. For example, if we want to improve our health, we can choose to make better food choices, engage in regular exercise, or prioritize rest. If we want to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships, we can choose to spend more quality time with loved ones and engage in open, honest communication. Every choice we make adds up, and over time, these choices become the foundation of the life we create. The power of choice is not limited to our daily actions. It extends to the beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world. Our beliefs are essentially choices we've made about what is true. Many of these beliefs were formed early in life and are reinforced through repetition and experience. Some of these beliefs serve us, while others limit our potential. For example, if we believe that we are not worthy of success or love, we may subconsciously make choices that reinforce this belief, perhaps avoiding opportunities, not speaking up for ourselves, or settling for less than we deserve. However, once we recognize that our beliefs are simply choices, we can begin to challenge them and choose new, empowering beliefs. We can choose to believe that we are worthy, capable, and deserving of all the success and happiness we desire. This shift in belief can have a profound impact on the choices we make and the life we create. One of the most powerful aspects of the ability to choose is that it allows us to take control of our future. Many people feel trapped by their past, believing that their history dictates their destiny. But the past does not have to define us. While our past experiences shape who we are, we always have the power to choose a different path. We can choose to let go of past pain, resentment, or fear and choose a new narrative for our lives. Every moment is an opportunity to start fresh, to make a new decision that aligns with who we want to be and where we want to go. By making conscious choices, we actively create our future rather than being passively shaped by it. This power of choice also extends to how we perceive challenges. Life is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties, and it's easy to fall into the mindset that these challenges are insurmountable or unfair. However, we have the ability to choose how we perceive and respond to challenges. We can choose to see them as opportunities for growth, learning, and resilience. When we choose to view challenges in this way, we are no longer victims of our circumstances. Instead, we become empowered to navigate life's difficulties with a sense of purpose, determination, and confidence. The power of choice is a key factor in creating lasting transformation. Real change doesn't happen overnight, but rather through the accumulation of small, conscious choices made over time. The more we choose to think, feel, and act in alignment with our goals, the more we begin to see the results of our efforts. Change is not about waiting for the perfect moment or for things to fall into place. It's about consistently choosing the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that will create the future we desire. The power of choice is the cornerstone of personal transformation. It's the realization that we are not at the mercy of our past, our circumstances, or other people's actions. We always have the ability to choose how we respond to life and what we believe about ourselves and the world. By embracing this power, we can create a life that aligns with our deepest desires and aspirations. Each moment offers us a new opportunity to make choices that shape our reality. When we become conscious of our choices, we begin to create a life that reflects our true potential. In conclusion, the thoughts we hold in our minds shape the very fabric of our reality. Our mindset, the beliefs we carry, and the patterns we repeat are not set in stone. They are malleable, and we have the power to change them. Through awareness, presence, and conscious choice, we can begin to break free from old, limiting patterns and rewire our minds for growth, happiness, and success. The past does not define us, nor does the future control us. What truly matters is the present moment, where we hold the key to transforming our lives. When we learn to choose our thoughts, responses, and beliefs with intention, we begin to shape the life we desire. This power lies within all of us, waiting to be unlocked. The journey of transformation begins with the simple recognition that our thoughts define who we are, and by changing them, we can change everything. Each moment presents an opportunity to step into a new version of ourselves, one that is aligned with our deepest aspirations and potential. The power to create the life we want is within our reach, and it starts with the thoughts we choose to believe. Let's embrace this power and step into a future where we live with purpose, clarity, and intentionality, knowing that we are the creators of our own destiny.